Hi, Idris, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Should I
We are
project?
now approaching San
Should I share my
Fernando.
screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Please mind the gaps when leaving the train and step onto the platform before removing heavy.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Hi.
Hi.
I think we can actually start now. The session is being recorded, so
Okay, that's
anyone can join later or stream on YouTube.
This is
okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Yetunde Obakeye. Happy Saturday. I'm so excited to be a part of the Mainframe series online today. So before we dive into tech this afternoon, I want to ask you a question. And the question is, how many times have you interacted with Mainframe today? How many times have you interacted with Mainframe today? Once, 0, 10 times, or even 20 times? And most likely, your answer will be 0. So you might think that Mainframe are those giant dusty boxes from the 1970s movie, hidden in a basement. Not at all. Before we proceed, let's have a quick chat about me. My name is Yetunde Obakeye. My background is in data science. However, when I realized that if you want to work with the most impactful data on the planet, you have to go to the source. And that's why I went into mainframe community. I am an IBM 2025 Rising Champion, and I'm also a contributor to mainframe open education. I am passionate about data, artificial intelligence mainframe. I'm certified to tutor online, and I'm here this afternoon to bridge the digital divide and show you how to innovate the world's most powerful platform, which is the mainframe community. So my presentation will be based on this outline. We're going to look at the data as a power, as a raw powerhouse, the repository to data analytics, the pathway to data, information, knowledge, and the wisdom pyramid. We're going to look into that. From there, we look at power couple, which is the software and the hardware, the AI brain, which is the IBM Telum processor. And there, we're going to proceed to how you can start or even continue your journey using the right tools and joining the right community. And there, we're going to conclude. So looking at this chart that you can see, on your left is the powerhouse, which is mainframe. And on your right, you have the real world impacts. The truth is, if you have checked your bank account this afternoon, or you've bought a coffee, or you even book a flight to see your friends, family and friends, you did not just interact with a mainframe, you actually rely on it. And we all rely on mainframe to do a lot of things. So we are not talking about the history of this machine today. We're talking about their future. Specifically, how we are putting the brain inside the world's most powerful financial heart, which is data analytics and AI on ZOS. So I'm going to show you the Telum processor, which is responsible for a quick spot of a credit card theft in less than a millisecond. And I also want to show you how you are very important because you are the most in-demand people in tech. If you can actually bridge the gap between data and mainframe. So on the left, you see the IBM Z, which is the modern IBM the powerhouse that handles the world's most critical data. On your right is the real world impacts. So my goal is to show you their connection as we proceed. So what is mainframe in 2026? Give me a second. I guess my laptop is hanging. Well, mainframe in 2026 is not just a legacy, it is the backbone. It is the central nervous system of modern computing and global commerce. Okay. So now that we've busted the myth that mainframes are not dusty boxes, so let's define what they actually are today. That is the mainframe, the invisible engine that powers the world. So it's not just about storage anymore. We're talking about a machine that handles the world's most important data at a massive scale. And more importantly, it's about the AI brain inside. So we are moving from just being librarians of data to being refiners who built in artificial intelligence to make split-second decisions. And this is the machine that makes everything we are about to discuss possible. So the mainframe is the world's powerhouse, is a modern system like IBM Z17 that handle a petabyte of the world's most critical financial, medical, and personal records. It's a standard for reliability because it's designed for unmatched scale, for its unmatched scale and security. Is the most secure place on earth for data to live. So it's also when we're talking about mainframe in 2026, we're talking about AI, that's artificial intelligence in the integrated brain. So it's no longer just about a vault for storage. It's an active brain for where complex artificial maths happens directly on the chip where your data sits. Now let's look at the raw powerhouse, which is data. Before we talk about artificial intelligence, we just have to talk about its fuel, which is data. So we think of data as the digital footprints of every action. When you swap your card, that's data. When a server records an error, that's data. But here is the secret. Data by itself is actually it's boring, it's useless. But it's just like when you have numbers in a vault. Our job on mainframe isn't just to be librarians. We store this data. Like I said earlier, that we are the refiners. We want to be the refiners. And when we take the raw data that is messy, we turn it into something valuable that helps to stop a thief from using your credit card in real time. So data is the essential ingredient that needs to be processed in order for it to be useful. There are two types of data. There's structured data and unstructured data. A structured data that is organized, you think of a neat library and or an Excel sheet. Unorganized data is so messy, it's everywhere. That's when you talk about the chat logs, the system error messages, or even PDF reports. And when we look at the mainframe handles petabytes of data. And this is true. It's the most critical, the most accurate financial, medical, and personal records in the world. Now let's go to data analytics. So if data is the new oil, then data analytics is the refinery. Like I said earlier, the raw data by itself is just noise. It's useless. It's just zeros and ones sitting on a desk. Analytics is a process of cleaning that data and asking it the right questions. So in the mainframe world, we have the most valuable data on health, financial data, medical records, retail history. So her job is to climb that ladder where we move from just reporting what happened yesterday to using artificial intelligence to predict what will happen in the next milliseconds. For instance, how many credit cards failed yesterday? That's the past. But what we want to do is that how many cards are likely to fail today? Credit cards are likely to fail today. Did they fail because of a system glitch or a specific merchant when we are looking at what happened yesterday? So based on this pattern, this is the current transaction likely to be fraud. So it helps us to know if this current transaction likely to be fraud. So and what it does is that it automatically declines the card and texts the owner immediately. I'm sure that one time or the other we've experienced that, and it was about 2 months ago when one of my credit cards I received a notification, and when I received a message, I received a message immediately, and what I did was I was able to block that. So it happened. That's what Mainframe does. It helps us to understand what is happening in milliseconds and help us to to be proactive and know what next to do. So looking at the path to artificial intelligence, we have what we call DIKW pyramid. So we have defined data as our raw material and data analytics as our refinery. But how do we get to the magic? That is to the artificial intelligence everyone is talking about. What we do is that we use what is called the DIKW. D stands for data, I stands for information, K stands for knowledge, and W stands for wisdom. So at the bottom, we have the data. This is just a number like 500 by itself. It's meaningless. When we add context to it, it becomes information. Now, let's say we purchase a jewelry worth $500. So that's not information that we've gotten. We purchase at a jewelry store. So as we move higher, we gain knowledge. We look at the patterns, we realize, wait, this user has never shopped at a jewelry store before, and they are currently 5,000 miles away from home. But the peak is the gold standard is wisdom. And that's when we apply artificial intelligence. So this is the ability to take all the data, the information and knowledge and make a split-second decision to determine if the transaction is fraudulent. What happened is that it stopped it. But if it's the real owner, the transaction is completed. So just like in modern industries, it takes hours or even days to move from the bottom of pyramid to the top. If you look at the organogram in organizations, some might even take you years to reach the top of the organization. But on the IBM mainframe, we don't take hours. We don't even have hours to do that. We have what? Milliseconds. Milliseconds. So the question is, how do you get to the top of this pyramid fast enough to stop a crime before it happens? How do we get to the top of this pyramid fast enough to stop a crime before it happens? Or how do you make transaction within milliseconds you receive alerts? Or how do you book your flights within milliseconds it's completed? You receive information, you're able to book your seats, or even how do you even book your train tickets? So to answer that, we have to look at the engine under the hood, and the engine is called the Telum processor and ZOS. Just like I said earlier, data, which is at the base, we talk about the raw numbers, the symbols. When we talk about information, that's the context, giving the data meaning. That is, it's a $500 jewelry purchase in a foreign country because the distance is about 5,000 miles. When we talk about the knowledge, which is a pattern that helps us to understand the pattern, we compare it to the history. The user has never bought jewelry and is not even traveling. And at the top of the pyramid is wisdom. That's when we have the artificial intelligence, the action. So the peak of the pyramid, this is where AI on ZOS lives. It makes decision, decline the transaction, and alert the user. And now that we've seen that, we have to look at the engine under the hood, which is the Telum processor and ZOS, which I refer to them as power couple. My system is hanging again. I'm sure it's going to come up very soon. So when we're talking about the power couple, I have software and hardware, which is going to come up soon. We're going to look at the features, the role, the primary job, their key strengths, the analog, and why it matters. Yeah. So for the ZOS is being referred to as the software, while the IBM Telum is the hardware. So the role of ZOS is the operating system, the VOT, the operating system, while IBM Telum is the processor chip, is the engine. So and the primary job of ZOS is to manage and protect the WATS data. Why IBM Telum, what it does is that it executes math and AI at lightning speed, at the speed of light, milliseconds. So the key strength of ZOS is that its security is secure and it's very reliable. It never crashes. Then what's the key strength of Telum is an artificial intelligence accelerator. The AI is built into the chip, which makes it very secure. In terms of the safety, like I said, the safe is where the money is kept. It's very safe. Then the for the IBM Telum, the security guide is watching in real time, and that is why you're able to receive notification alerts in milliseconds. So why do they matter? Why the soft? Why do the ZOS matter? It keeps your data in place so it stays safe. And why do IBM Telum matter? It lets you run AI where the data lives. So for us to understand this, we need to also look at the IBM Telum processor itself. So to understand this, before I go there, let's think of it as partnership. So ZOS is a software vault, is the most secure place on earth for data to live. But a vault is only useful if you can use the things inside it quickly. And that's why we talk about milliseconds. That is where the Telum processor comes in. So the Telum processor is the engine that sits inside the vault. Allow us to run AI models directly on that data without ever moving it out into the open. So the software it provides safety. In summary, the software, which is ZOS, provides safety, while the hardware is the IBM Telum. It provides the speed, and we actually need the speed. So going forward, we look at IBM Telum processor, which is called the AI brain. So is the integrated AI accelerator, no more moving data to a separate chip because the brain and the muzzle are one. You don't need to move data separately. Then looking at the latency, the free interference, it's run complex deep learning models under 1 milliseconds. Then in terms of its scalability, it is designed to process 300 billion interference such that it can reject that per day, over 300 billion. You cannot imagine a lot of transactions. Then looking at the security first, data remains encrypted and protected within the mainframe's vaults during analysis. So looking at the upgrade for the Telum engine, so the current one is Z17, which is referred to as the Telum 2. The machine is faster, higher clock speeds, up to 5.5 they call it as gig, is it gig hazard? I can't remember the right 5.5 GHz. Then in terms of the smartness, is is much larger integrated AI accelerator to the age of generative AI. Then in terms of the accelerator, we mentioned that Z17 can now work with an extra chip to run massive LLMs, which are called the large language models of today. So just to explain why the Telum processor is actually a revolution. So if you look on your laptop or in the cloud, the CPU is like a general manager. It's good for many things, but not AI maths. So when it needs to run on AI model, it has to send that data to a bridge in order to separate a chip rather. However, in the world of global finance, the bridge is like a latency trap. In few milliseconds, it takes to move data across that bridge such that if a hacker wants to steal the money, you're able to detect it. So the Telum chip, it removes the bridge entirely by putting AI accelerator on the same silicon as the CPU. So when you process, we are not just moving data to the brain. The brain is already there where the data lives. So that is how we achieve latency, free interfering and calculating risk under milliseconds. You can imagine, it can calculate the risk under millisecond and detect if this is fraud or not. So the journey continues with IBM Z17, as I said earlier. So if the first Telum was a breakthrough, that's Telum 1 was a breakthrough. So Telum 2 is called the powerhouse because it's designed for the AI challenges of 2026. That is, handle even larger models and more data without ever compromising that under 1 milliseconds. So this is where the world's most critical AI is heading, and you as an individual, you have your own role to play. So when we talk about the AI brain, we're talking about the Telum 2 processor. It is the heart of new IBM Z17. So IBM just they didn't make up the chip faster. They made the AI accelerator larger. And this means that the Z17 can even handle more complex AI models like the LLMs, that's large language models, which directly on the chip while your back transaction is in process. So I haven't seen that. Sometimes we look at how can I even proceed to my journey. And having gone through that stage before, one of the things that we can support ourselves with is number one, using the right tools and joining the right community. Using the right tools and joining the right community. My system is hanging again. So one of the tools that you can use is IBM Z Explore. I'm sure that a couple of you have completed the IBM Z Explore. And another resource or community that you can join to support yourself is the Mainframe Open Education. System is hanging. Okay. Okay. Yes, I'm there. So now that you may be thinking the tech is incredible, but how do I get in? So you don't have to do it alone. One of the things I realized in the mainframe community is they are always ready to support you, to signpost you to resources, irrespective of where you are. In as much as you ask them questions, they are able to support you, they are ready. So we have a community called the Mainframe Open Education. Think of it as the open source version of learning. So it's a platform where experts, students, professionals from all over the world, including people like me, share what is called a tribal knowledge and roadmaps. So while IBM Z Explore gives you the key to a real mainframe to practice, Mainframe Open Education gives you the roadmap to a career. And it's all about breaking down the walls and making these elites of technology accessible to everyone, everywhere, irrespective of who they are, where they are made of. So looking at the Mainframe Open Education is one of the 19 initiatives under the Open Mainframe projects. And exists actually to foster a unique community-driven, collaborative approach to education, such that mainframers they can create, you can collaborate, contribute, and even share resourceful information. So for students and early professionals, entering a world of enterprise computing, especially when the mainframe ecosystem, sorry about that. For students and early career professionals, entering the world of enterprise computing, especially within the mainframe ecosystem. So, following your passion and staying curious and having access to the right resources can be transformational. And curiosity is the weak in the candle of learning. So it's all about you having an open mind, ready to engage with people, ready to learn, ready to share resources and information. And this will actually help you to have a transformative career. So, what are the specialists that are in mainframe open education? You, myself, students, technical retirees, lecturers, professionals, technical experts, people managers. The list is endless. So, this mainframe open education is made up of individuals from different organizations. We have colleagues from IBM, from Kindrel, from Broadcom, from Vitally. The list is endless. So it's a collaborative community where professionals from different organizations they come together to bring resources that can help people, students, individuals to grow and develop. And at the heart of the mainframe open education is what we call mainframe open education gatebook. Is a good resource. So I call it it's a powerful tool for anyone that is entering or advancing in the mainframe space. So this gatebook is more than just a learning resource. It's a community driven and continuously evolving platform that is designed to support and inspire long life learning in the rapidly evolving world of technology. So the next slide takes us to the links to the Gatebook, and I'm going to show you how you can join the mainframe open education. So that's the MOE. So if you look at this link, I'm going to click on it now. So you might not be able to see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Oh,
Hi, Idris. Can you see this one? The browser I just opened now. Can you see it or you cannot?
I cannot see the browser, but I can see the slides. I think you are sharing
Okay, don't
only
worry.
the slide, not your entire screen.
Okay, that's fine. So this link, I'm going to show us later how we can actually join the mainframe community. So next on the list is joining the mainframe. Once you click on that link, which the QR code is also available at the end of the presentation, you will see the mainframe, the Linux Foundation projects. So you will see our project. This talks about different projects. When you click on that, you will see mainframe open education. As students, I will encourage you to click on the student user group. Once you register, you'll be able to join uh, the monthly meeting. Not really meeting, because we always have different experts coming during that meeting to share different resources that can support your mainframe career. So let's look at how to be a community member. The first thing that you can do is just for you to just click on that registration, and then you can join the student. We have the student user group. We also have the professional. It's so the mainframe community consists of student user group and the professional groups. That is just one. So on the monthly basis, we have a meeting that's the first Wednesday of every month, and during that meeting, we have always have specialists that will come to share with us one topic or the other, share resources for us, and how you too can also join and see how you too can also contribute. So we do that every first Wednesday of the month. Then the benefits of being a community member is that you be a part of the core MOE meeting. So that one we do have it by monthly, where we discuss on what are we going to do to the community. And this, as you can see here, that we have different partners. The Tech Exchange is there, our colleague from Tech Exchange, Broadcom, the Rockets, BMC, IBM, a lot. So this, it makes the community stronger. So it's a collaborative initiative. So let me share with you some of the benefits of being a community member. So benefits is that you're able to earn badges, which you're going to be able to share on your LinkedIn. You'll be featured in the monthly student user group meeting. You'll be a guest at the core mainframe open education meeting, and you also collaborate and present projects. So, and the starting point is joining. Once you join, you start getting featured in the monthly student user meeting. You're able to contribute. And from there, once you're able to contribute, you will earn your first batch, which will be mainframe open education contributor. There are criteria that will be met, which I know that you will able to achieve those meet up with the criteria. It's help you to it's boost your curiosity, help you to learn, and also share your knowledge with members of the community. So just sharing with you some of the engagement that we've done. This the first picture here on the left is one of the monthly um student user group meeting, which we invited a colleague from Vitally. Then the next one is the mainframe education in universities globally. This was a panel discussion. We did it in September last year. We invited lecturers and professionals from universities that came to, they did a presentation, and it was very educative. So the next one is during the meeting that was held at, it was actually organized by the Mainframe Student Society of University of Wolverhampton, where I was also a speaker. The next one is the Tech Exchange last year, which members of the Mainframe organization they attended. Then the last one at the bottom is during my presentation at GS UK conference last year. So the Mainframe Open Education is such a community that can help you to grow your passion, and also you be able to, contribute your own in ensuring that you're helping others in achieving their goals. So we are bringing the presentation to an end, looking at leading the future on ZOS. So when we have seen how the IBM Z17 and Telum 2 are the invisible engines of our world. We have looked at the pyramid, which is data, information, knowledge, and wisdom. And we have turned raw data into wisdom. But the most important part of this ecosystem is not the hardware, but it's actually you. So you might be thinking that the tech is incredible, but how do I get there? We have the mainframe open education, which is the open source, as a platform where experts from all over the world, including people like you and I, they share tribal knowledge and roadmaps. As well as we also talked about the Z Expo, which I'm sure that most of you have already completed. So in conclusion, as Abigail Adams said, she said that knowledge didn't just happen by chance. It takes diligence, it takes curiosity. But as we have seen today that the tools like Telum 2 and ZOS are ready for you. Between IBM Z Explore and the Move from Open Education projects, the bridge is built. Now is your turn to cross it. So the takeaway from here is that when we talk about data, data does not just move. When we have to bring AI to ZOS where the data lives. And the wisdom is that with Helm 2, we turn raw transactions into instant insights. We have killed the latency trap, and we have made AI part of every second of our lives. Your next step now is to Z Explore and also to join the mainframe community. Thank you for your time. So I'm going to give us a few seconds to scan the QR code for you to join the mainframe open education and also ask for your questions. So this is the QR code to scan in order for you to join the mainframe open education. I will also take you back to the Gatebook, how you can join the Gates, how you can be a contributor at on Gatebook. So I'm assuming that you've already scanned the QR code, but let me take you to how you can be a part of the mainframe open education through the Gatebook. I'm going to stop sharing because I have to open my browser for you. So I want to share again. So I believe you can see this. So once you click on that link or this is the one I'm sharing, yes. So once you click on that link, this is where it takes you to. I'm going to drop the link also on the group, in the chat box rather. So you're going to see what is mainframe. Then you come to home, you can come to home, you come to mainframe open education. Yes, there you have. You see welcome, learn, and contribute to mainframe open education. You can see how who can contribute there. You have that information of who can contribute. You can see we have students, teacher, technical experts. Then here is to become a contributor. So this is how you to be a contributor. You have it here. These are the steps that you have. So here, then look at our GitHub projects. So there are lots of information for you. There are lots of information for you that can support your learning. And we have fundamental technology here, looking at the chapters. We have foundational technology rather. So there's a whole lot of information for you. The roles in mainframe. You have the career paths and opportunities. So there are lots of things that you can access on mainframe open education project. So I'm going to stop sharing this. Teams. I will be dropping the link on how to join the mainframe open education. Give me a second. If you have question, this is the question time. You can also ask your question while I do that. So I've dropped a link. This link takes you to the Mainframe Open Education Gatebook. So I can share with you how I got to Mainframe community while we were still waiting for question. So I studied, like I said earlier, that I studied MS in data science at the University of Wolverhampton. And it was during one of the lectures that a lecturer who taught, I think, yes, his name is Dr. Abat Dali. I'm sure that many of you will know him. So he was my lecturer. So during the one of the lectures, he asked me a question and I answered. Then he said that that was when he told me about Mainframe Student Society. And he now told me that they do have meeting that I should come and attend, that he knows that I'm going to benefit once I join the club. So I attended the first meeting, and after the first meeting, I was told about. Can you see my screen? I want to be sure that you're still seeing my screen.
Yes, I can.
Okay, let me share again. Okay, so so when I joined the Mainframe Student Society, there was they needed some ESCOs, and we were told to whoever is interested should apply. I applied to be IBMZ ambassador. So I think I started as ESCOs. Then later opportunity came to be IBMZ ambassador. I applied. I did the interview, and after some time, I got the feedback that I've been selected. So that was how I joined the Mainframe community. And this being a member of Mainframe community has opened up a lot of opportunities for me. For instance, I was invited to be a panelist at the Mainframe event at IBM event in Manchester. I was invited by IBM, where I spoke from the students' perspective about Mainframe in the university. So, and from there, I also got an opportunity to work with Mainframe Open Education. I was selected as an intern to work on a project. And one of my projects was to organize a global webinar, which we did last year, September. So this has actually helped me to know more about the technology part of the community. And from there, I got the opportunity of even presenting rather, at GSUK conference. And now I'm a contributor on Mainframe Open Education. Also, I became IBM 2025 Rising Champion. So that is what the community does. Once you show yourself that you are curious, you're ready to learn, ask questions, and also share resources, the community is big enough to accept you, and they are ready to support you. So that is my own short story about how I found myself in Mainframe community. Thank you for your time. Questions for me? You can unmute and ask question if you do have question. I think Idris. Afrin. I think there is no question. Okay, no question. Okay, it's nice meeting you. You can look for me on LinkedIn, I can drop my LinkedIn. Let me stop sharing. We can connect on LinkedIn too. We can connect on LinkedIn. I'm dropping my LinkedIn for you here in case you want to connect on LinkedIn. So it's nice being on this side of the table, and I appreciate the opportunity given to me to share with everyone. I'm also on that part. I'm still learning because learning is part of us. Is what we do daily. Feel free to message me on LinkedIn and we can take it up from there. On this end, I think we say bye bye. Bye everyone. Do have a great weekend. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you too. Bye.